welcome to today's episode of the Balanced Approach podcast. I hope that you are well. Today we will be discussing the superpowers of being thankful and how practicing gratitude can not only make the world a better place, but benefit you too on your health journey. But first of all, I think we need to cover what is gratitude. Gratitude is an emotion similar to appreciation. The American Psychological Association defines it as a sense of happiness and thankfulness in response to an event or a tangible gift. So either something happening or receiving something. But you're not here for definitions. You're here for the benefits, of which I've narrowed it down to 8. Some of them cross over and some of them are very interrelated and intertwined, which is why this is such an important thing and such a simple thing to put into practice each day, and hopefully by the end of this podcast you'll see that too. So what this could be down to is gratitude sort of helping with that positive mental shift towards the positive side of things, acknowledging and appreciating positive aspects of life that you potentially take for granted. So what we tend to find is that I find with clients and myself is that people tend to notice the small things that are actually things that they can be grateful for each day, and are naturally around them as well. So that can lead to noticing all those positive things that are currently there and just basically having a more positive benefit or positive outlook on life in general, which has an impact on their overall well-being. Secondly, we have psychological health and overall life satisfaction. So gratitude has shown time and time again to be associated with improved life satisfaction and overall mental health. This can also leak into enhancing sort of social interpersonal relationships and promote sort of more social behaviour. So being thankful for someone's kindness can help create those social bonds that we crave and promote. Next up, we have a really interesting paper by Huffman and colleagues from 2016 that actually found that gratitude is not only associated with increased physical activity, but also can help with recovery and reduce rates of readmission to hospital post-operations or post-admission. This again could be associated to what we call motivational effects, where people are grateful for their body and their health, especially after an event or some form of hospital admission or time spent in recovery. You tend to be a bit more grateful for the simpler things, especially how your body copes and manages day to day. And this encourages people to take better care of themselves. I've seen this time and time again, and you've probably seen it as well. People have a significant event, it could be a health scare, and after that people tend to really take their health put their health as a priority and practice gratitude through that as well for the things that they can do and what they're able to do, especially if they weren't able to do them during a recovery period. This has been shown as well to have a positive impact on people's readmission, so people having an event and leaving hospital and then going back in due to similar complications. Gratitude can help reduce that, which is massive when we're looking at long-term health outcomes for people, but overall quality of life as well. Next up, we have improved mental health. Now, this probably won't come as a surprise that studies consistently show and demonstrate that gratitude has a link with reduced depression rates, anxiety, increased happiness, and higher life satisfaction. So mental health can massively benefit from practicing gratitude, and we know if mental health's in a good space, then everything else is more likely to follow suit as well. What they tend to think is that gratitude exercises or practicing gratitude can seem to encourage a more positive mindset in general, and helping people focus on the more positive aspects of life and reduce the impact of negative emotions as well. Closely linked to this and up next is enhanced physical health. And I know, like I said, a lot of these will cross over, where mental health or having an improvement on mental health will actually improve your physical health, or more likely to improve your physical health. Same when we're looking at the life satisfaction as well. And this probably demonstrates more than anything the effect of gratitude and how it can have this ripple effect across all aspects of health and life. But when we're looking at enhanced physical health with gratitude, we tend to find that it has a huge impact, a positive impact on people's sleep quality and duration, which we know sleep is the foundation of all well-being. If sleep's no good, it makes everything so much harder to achieve or to manage. But we tend to find that this actually ripples into improved overall health as well, and again, people increasing their exercise or physical activity as well. On the contrary to this as well, we tend to find that people who practice gratitude not only have these positive impacts, but also reduce the negative impacts of things like stress. So overall physical health is massively improved just by practicing gratitude. Number 6 on the list, something that we've already touched upon, is improved relationships. So actually expressing gratitude has been shown to improve people's relationships and satisfaction with those relationships and the strength of them as well. So simple thing of saying thank you, or things that you're grateful for about a certain person, or expressing that gratitude can really help with that connection and closeness, and leading to more satisfying and better and stronger personal relationships between friends and family. Now we're on to 2 of the more surprising benefits of gratitude, and someone who has worked with weight management and is a health coach and helps people achieve their health goals, where weight loss or dieting are usually a feature within that. Actually, gratitude can have a huge impact on weight management. So what I tend to find that is people who practice gratitude tend to have more desirable health eating habits, and reduces their less desirable eating habits as well, such as things as impulsive eating or overeating, but also reduces the amount of emotional eating and binge eating that we tend to see within people. So if this is something that you feel you struggle with, a simple thing of practicing gratitude, which we'll get on in a minute how you can implement this moving forward, can have a huge impact on the success of managing your weight long term. And we know the huge benefits of having and being able to manage your weight successfully has on your health, happiness and overall well-being moving forward. And last but not least is dieting success. So what we tend to see is that people who practice gratitude, or when they've introduced gratitude to people who are dieting, they tend to show signs of better self-control and reduce cravings as well, which makes them more successful with that diet long term. So they've been able to become more mindful of their eating habits, and we know that gratitude plays into mindfulness as well really, really closely, and that's something that we'll be discussing in greater detail in future episodes as well. But from gratitude, or practicing gratitude, what we tend to see is that people are more mindful, more conscious with their decisions, and make more satisfying food choices, which can have a huge impact on people's dieting success long term. So that's the 8 there. We're done. But how are you going to put this information to use? We know that gratitude is something that can have a huge impact, but how do you get started? There are 3 simple things that I tend to do with my clients when we're sort of introducing this concept. It doesn't work for everyone, and that's completely fine. Gratitude, or practicing gratitude, isn't for everyone. But it's something that I often discuss with clients because, as I've just demonstrated, it can have huge benefits across the board in lots of different areas. But 3 simple ways that I'd start to introduce it if I were you would be start putting time aside. It doesn't have to be long, it can be a couple of minutes, just to sit down and consciously focus on finding 1, 2, 3 things that you're grateful for each day. It can be simple things like your health, your family, your friends, security. It could be a warm bed. But sometimes what we want to eventually move to, or things to look out for during the day, would be, and when I've discussed with clients and patients, is, you know, when you take the first bite of a food and you go, oh, that tastes delicious. It could even be something like a simple piece of fruit, and you go, oh, this is a really good apple or a really good banana today. Being grateful for that is practicing gratitude. So, and that's what we're trying to find, is those little moments throughout the day that add up to big mindset shifts long term. So if we can bring it into those more mindful moments throughout the day, where we're taking time aside to actually practice and look for those mindful moments, or if we are in the process of doing something and go, actually, I'm really enjoying this, I'm really grateful for this moment here. Those are the snapshots that we're trying to take. Next step is journaling. So literally putting time aside and writing down and keeping a record. This can be a really good practice for people to do, especially if you're struggling with it as well, because some days it will come easier than others. But if you can find 1 to 3 things each day to be grateful for, and trying to find new things each day, by the end of the year you'll have had over 1,000 grateful moments, which is massive. And this is why I'm a big fan of these small, simple changes that we can implement and do consistently over time. They can add up to huge impact. So if I said today, moving forward this time next year, you'll have experienced 1,000 positive moments, or over 1,000 positive moments, we'd all love that, adding that quality, adding that positive emotion to our lives. So having that element in there throughout the day, and literally taking a few moments to write it down, can be a really good way to introduce gratitude. Last but not least is something that probably we can all get better at, is being grateful to others. So thank yous, and I really appreciate that. Those little phrases sometimes that we keep within can be little things, that gifts that we can give to others. I found this really good quote that I thought I'd share. So it's by William Arthur Ward, and it's feeling gratitude and not expressing it is like wrapping a present and not giving it. And I think that's really eloquently put, that we have these wonderful gifts that we can give to people throughout the day, that we can give to others, and often we tend to find that we just hold them onto ourselves, when actually it costs nothing to give it, and we can make the world a better place because of it. So I think that could be a really useful way to think about gratitude and practicing gratitude moving forward, is having those little moments and seeing it as a gift to share with others. So thank you very much for listening to today's episode of the Balanced Approach podcast. If you have any questions at all, queries, or would like to reach out to me, please do. I am at Louis Padian Nutrition, which is at LOUISPADIAN Nutrition on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and all social media platforms. And I look forward to speaking to you on the next episode.